What's going on, guys? I'm Josh.
And I'm Samantha.
And we're the Collecting Couple. And today we're going to be doing our Avengers Endgame spoiler review.
Let's get started.
That's right. This is a spoiler review.
Alert!
If you have not seen
Stop.
Avengers Endgame.
Stop and get off this video.
Stop. Because the movie is very, very, very good. And we don't want to spoil it for you. Go in fresh. Go in not reading anything. Watching the trailers is probably okay. There's nothing spoilery in there. Most of the trailers are from the beginning of the movie anyway.
So if you haven't seen it, don't watch anymore.
I got the Wikipedia synopsis here.
Stop.
So I don't forget anything major. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a little bit extra time right now. Alright, so if you're still here, either you don't care about spoilers or you have seen Avengers Endgame. So, we're going to kind of go through everything here. I've got the Wikipedia synopsis just because I don't want to forget anything. The movie starts out. I love the beginning of the movie was actually really good. It's like 3 weeks after. 3 weeks after Thanos has snapped. And, you know, Captain Marvel brings back Tony Stark, and then he kind of flips out at Captain America for not being there when they need him. I like that, because I was mad at Captain America after the events of Civil War. So if there's one thing I'm glad about in this movie, I'm glad that Tony Stark never forgave Steve Rogers for everything in Civil War. He never forgave him, and I don't think that he should have. But they were still friends at the end.
They were still friends. They got along, but they just had that big event of
he
drama.
Never forgave him about it, and I'm very glad that he never forgave him. They all get together. They've got like Captain Marvel, and let's see if it says everyone here. We got Black Widow. I guess Bruce Banner would be in the Hulkbuster armor at the beginning of the movie. Steve Rogers, Rocket, Thor, War Machine. They all go. And they somehow were able to find that Thanos used the stones again and were able to track him down. And they go there, they realize it's just him. He destroyed the Infinity Stones, and his face is all like
he's like burnt up.
I think later in the movie they say
of the.
They say something
because
about
it happened to the Hulk and
it's like because it's so powerful, and I think they said it emits gamma radiation.
Yeah,
which is what the Hulk's made out of, which is why he was able to.
Like, oh, it won't hurt me as bad.
So it almost killed Thanos, and basically they go, and they want to know if there's a way that he can bring the stones back, and he says no, and then Thor
cuts his head off. He says no more.
And at that point,
awesome.
And if you know, I love me some Thanos, and so literally I was like.
Yeah, he was mad about it.
I was like, are you kidding me?
I liked it because I was like, finally, someone killed Thanos, and while it doesn't help that half the population is still gone, at least someone's killed him.
So then we skip to 5 years later, and
I like that.
Cool.
I like that it was a time jump. I like that.
5 years later, because they had no way to bring anybody back. Scott Lang comes out of the quantum realm thanks to Mr. Rat stepping on some buttons, so I guess Doctor Strange knew that the rat would just hit the buttons randomly.
Yeah.
But whatever, and so he kind of theorizes that you know, since time for him moves slower in the quantum realm than it did, or faster in the quantum realm than it did
for him 5 years was 5 hours.
So they kind of theorize, they ask Tony Stark help to get time travel, and we find Hawkeye, and after his family is killed at the beginning of the movie,
which was well done, by the way.
Very well done.
It captured for me, it captured what it looked like to everyone who was not there with
like normal people
at the war. Yep. Like it felt like, oh crap, my family's gone. Where the heck are they? Can't find them. So I like that a lot.
We get the gang all back together. Black Widow finds Ronan / Hawkeye. Rocket and Hulk go find Thor, who's hanging out with Korg and Meek in New Asgard, and he's kind of let himself go because he feels guilty that he did not kill Thanos before the snap happened. So he kind of feels really guilty.
Beer belly, Thor.
And they kind of come together, and they realize that if they go back, they can go back in time, get the stones, come back, and snap everybody back into existence, while also setting up that changing the past doesn't alter the future like other time travel movies.
Which is very hard to grasp.
It's hard. I'm still sometimes I'm still trying to find myself thinking logically through the events of the movie and how it makes sense with time travel. They go back to 2012 Avengers,
which is awesome.
Avengers, which was really cool, and we got to see the Ancient One and the Hulk, and then they had all
Hydra.
kinds of, they had the Hydra agents they had callbacks to the Winter Soldier, they had callbacks to
Age of Ultron
at the beginning of the movie, the Avengers. They have Thor and Rocket go back to Thor the Dark World, so they tried to make that movie relevant. No one remembers that movie, so they go back and get that. And then War Machine and Nebula go back to the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
That makes me mad. Just makes me so mad.
Why?
Because it's like, okay, did Nebula not even think that could occur? I guess not.
I think the way they described it is basically kind of like since there was two of them in the same place at the same time, it's like their Wi-Fi network or something.
Yeah,
it's like
she's
Wi-Fi or Bluetooth.
because she's like technologized, I guess is a word.
So
like I guess because they're sharing the same,
like, I don't know, Wi-Fi or something.
Well,
Bluetooth.
or it's because like they're just in the same dimension or something. I don't know, but
then Thanos,
that makes me so mad that that
so
happened.
What happens is, Nebula's 2023 self actually ends up accidentally informing the 2014 Nebula about the goings on, what they're trying to do, and that's how Thanos
knows.
He figures out that in the future he succeeded, and they are trying to undo what he has done. Everybody gets their Infinity Stones. Captain America and Iron Man go back to 1970, and Tony Stark gets to kind of have a talk with his dad about being a father, which was kind of nice.
That was nice.
And then Captain America got to see Peggy again, and then they all come back and they put the gauntlet together, and the Hulk puts on the gauntlet because they explained that it has like gamma radiation,
and since that's how the Hulk was like created, right, so he could take it.
So he snaps. Everyone is supposedly brought back at that time, even though we don't see them.
Which threw me off, by the way. It throws you off because it's a little bit of a delay.
They had Hawkeye's wife call him.
Which is like, yes,
that's how you know it worked.
But then it throws me off because then the rest of them don't show up until
later. Well, I forgot to mention, to get the Soul Stone, Black Widow dies.
Had to sacrifice herself.
Which, see, I forgot about that. And I forgot about it in the movie, too, at the end. I forgot she died because I've never been a huge Black Widow fan.
I'm not either, so
I even forgot it happened. But if you're a huge Black Widow fan, I guess that's it's a major death in the MCU because she is, I guess, a major character.
She is, because she's been there since
Iron Man 2, so it's like the third MCU movie.
Yeah.
So she is a major character, but I've never really cared about her that much, so I forgot she died. 2014 Nebula goes undercover
as 2023 Nebula by taking that orange piece
thing.
Which if only...
At least the pop is accurate now.
I guess that's a good thing that you could... That's probably the only reason why that they added that orange piece.
So you could know. That's the only reason.
Is so you could know the difference, because everyone else didn't really change.
Yeah.
So it's probably all that, just because they wanted to be able to tell when the undercover...
which Nebula is which. 2014 Nebula comes to the future, uses the Pym particles to shrink down Thanos' ship, brings them into the future, blows them up real big, and then we get the giant final battle, which is absolutely amazing. First, it starts with Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America.
Which is awesome because they're the first three.
They're the first three. Thor's dual-wielding Mjolnir and Stormbreaker because he got Mjolnir back from Thor the Dark World, and then he's getting the crap beat out of him by Thanos. I thought they were going to kill Thor for a second whenever Thanos is like shoving Stormbreaker into his chest. I thought they were going to kill him.
But then Captain America...
But then you see Mjolnir comes and smacks Thanos in the face, and he pans back, and Captain America
which was awesome,
able to wield Mjolnir, so that was cool.
And then Thor was like, he is worthy, or something. I knew it because like Captain America's so strong.
Well, in Age of Ultron,
and he tried picking it up, and
the contest thing, and it budged a little bit in Age of Ultron when Captain America tried. So that was really cool, seeing Captain America wield Mjolnir. He kind of gets the crap beat out of him by Thanos. I thought Captain America was going to die.
He had like a third of his shield left.
I thought Captain America was going to die, but then you hear on the earpiece,
Sam Rogers,
Falcon says, "On your left," which I don't know if you remember. That's the first thing that Cap said to him in Winter Soldier when they met. You see all the Doctor Strange portals open up. This is like the best moment of the movie.
And you just see all of them flooding in.
All these people,
which
all the
apparently
Wakanda.
Howard the Duck was there.
Howard the Duck was there. He sure was. My dad told me that. I did not realize that. But Howard the Duck was there. Had all the Wakandans. I think they had like some of like Yondu's group, I think, was there too.
I think so.
All the people who died in Infinity War came back. Spider-Man, Black Panther, the Falcon, Winter Soldier, Doctor Strange came back. Everybody came back, and you just have this epic, awesome battle with all the Black Order. Thanos' Black Order is all back to life because they're from the past. Thanos, he's got his army. We've got all of the Avengers, and this is like, it was like lifted straight off a comic book page. It was crazy.
It's an overwhelming battle.
It's a really good scene. I mean,
it's so good, but it's kind of overwhelming when you first see it, because you're just like, oh my gosh, all these people are here.
It's so great. So you get to the end, and Thanos has the gauntlet, and just when he mentions that, you guys, you Avengers have made me realize that my plans, I just need to I need to wipe out everybody and just start from new.
Which, how would he even start from new? But whatever.
His new plan is to just start the universe over, so that way there's no people who would stand in his way. And he gets the gauntlet, and just as he's about to snap, Doctor Strange gives Tony Stark the signal that
it's the one time.
This is the one chance.
I don't know. Out of the 14.
I also don't know. I don't know how that signal, told Tony Stark to do what it is that he does. So Tony Stark goes up and find out he grabs all the stones off the gauntlet, puts it on his. I think they call it the Stark Gauntlet, is what I've seen in different articles.
Probably.
The Stark Gauntlet, and he says, "I am Iron Man," and he snaps, and it just kills all of Thanos' army.
Didn't think it was gonna kill Thanos.
I didn't think it was going to kill Thanos because it took him so long. Because it's such a delay.
Like, it's kind of like Thanos was just, like, there to see all of his people die. And so I thought it was going to be like Iron Man kept Thanos there, so then he had to feel how everyone else felt, I guess.
I thought they weren't going to kill him for a second.
Yeah. So then, but then he turns to dust. He turns to dust last. All the gamma radiation and the power of the Infinity Stones, it does end up killing Tony Stark. Which is... It was sad. It was sad. I cried like a baby.
Samantha cried over Iron Man.
And if you've been watching us here since like the third video, you know that I don't care too much for Iron Man, but I did cry like a baby.
I got emotional, and the more I think about it, it gets me a little bit, because it's nice knowing that it's like Pepper Potts tells him, like, it's okay.
Like he can rest.
You can rest now, because a lot of his arc is that he's
so involved with everyone else and trying to make sure that the universe is safe, and that he is all the Avengers are safe.
He's so worried about keeping the universe and the Earth and the Avengers safe in all the movies, even Civil War, which is controversial for
so many people.
People take sides in that, but the whole time he's genuinely concerned about everyone else, and the fact that he could finally take the time and realize that it's okay. He was able to save everybody, and he didn't have to worry about it anymore. So he's able to pass away, and they have the funeral for Tony Stark, and his whole family's there. Pepper and Morgan, his daughter, which they end up having. Pretty much everyone is there at his funeral, even the Pyms, which I talked to her about. If you remember in Ant-Man, they hate the Starks. They said that they don't like the Starks at all. So even the Pyms were there. So it was a good ending for Tony Stark. At the very end, they tell Captain America, you have to take all the Infinity Stones back exactly in time where we had them, or it's going to create an alternate reality where Thanos wins.
It still happens, and all this stuff.
It's all this crazy stuff. So he's got to go back, and they try to bring him back, and he doesn't show up. They find at a bench near the lake at Tony. I guess they're still at Tony's house, I think.
Yeah, they are.
But they find old Captain America there. And he had went back in time, and after he put all the stones back, he decided to go back and live his life out with Peggy Carter.
How he would normally live without getting frozen and all that stuff. So
he went back, he lived out the rest of his life.
And then he passes on the shield to
Sam Wilson, to the Falcon. So I think it should have been Bucky.
I do too. I think it would have, for me, it would have been more impactful if it were Bucky.
Yeah, so...
But...
I don't know why he chose Falcon. Maybe I know they're having a Winter Soldier and Falcon TV show, so maybe they'll be part of the plot. Maybe they'll I don't know. I doubt it, but there might be some resentment there. Maybe that Bucky wasn't chosen as the next Captain. I don't know what they're gonna do. So we'll have to see what they do with that. And I don't like Captain America that much. I liked him before Civil War, and then Civil War made me not like him, and this movie made me like him again. And I really like the ending he had, because kind of similar to Tony Stark, he was very concerned with keeping people safe, and he did so much for everyone else, but at the end he finally does something for himself, and he was able to live the life that he wanted. So I thought it was a very good ending for both
characters,
for both Tony Stark and Captain America, that they both had a nice send off. Were able to do what they needed. I thought Captain America was going to die. I was surprised that he didn't. I thought it was going to be the opposite.
Tony Stark.
I thought Tony Stark was going to be the one that kind of stayed alive and retired with his family, and that Captain America would die in the final fight with Thanos.
Yep.
That's what I thought would happen. But complete opposite. Thor joins
Guardians of the Galaxy. He says, "I'm done here in New Asgard," and he
hands
goes,
it over to Valkyrie. Valkyrie's now the queen of the Asgardians. So let's see what's going on with that. I think that's it. I know we've kind of just talked. I don't know. It was a very good movie. You know, if you're watching this and you haven't seen it, you've had most of it spoiled for you. There's some things that we left out.
Yeah.
Just kind of off the top of our heads, just what we remember. A very good movie. I would almost give it a very perfect score. Probably like a 9.6 or 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
I think it's a very, very good movie. I want to see it again. I don't know if we'll see it in theaters or not.
Yeah, and it does a really good job of not... To me, even a lot of people say the beginning feels slower, but to me, all of it felt fine.
It did not. To me,
it did not feel slow.
It didn't feel like 3 hours.
No, it felt like maybe a 2-hour movie, like an average movie. Like
for me, it did not feel like a 3-hour movie.
No, it didn't either. And like honestly, people are like, "Oh, the beginning's slow," but I liked the beginning.
I think it kind of has to be beginning or slow at the beginning because it's so. They throw so much at you at the end.
Yeah.
Like there's so much at the end, and so I think the beginning kind of had to be a little slow, and I liked it.
I liked it too. I liked everything that they talked about, everything they did. So
if there's anything we forgot to talk about, throw it in the comments. Spoilers are good to go. Like this video. Like for Tony Stark and Captain America and the ending they got. Very fitting end for such nice heroes in this movie series. And make sure that you go check out our Instagram,
The Collecting Couple 18, where we do giveaways, we post pictures, and we go live.
I posted some pretty cool pictures of our
we did.
Of our
Endgame pops.
I'm pretty proud of those pictures that I took. So go check out those pictures. Make sure you subscribe. Help us get to 600 subscribers because we're giving away some MCU pops.
Woo!
There's a video on our channel that lets you know what we're giving away exactly. Go check it out. Help us get to 600, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.